We have a very exciting and slightly controversial update from the British royal family today involving the Duchess of Edinburgh, Sophie, and some headlines that are causing quite a stir online. If you follow the royals, you know that the Princess of Wales, Kate Middleton, is usually the one we see dominating the sports headlines, especially when it comes to field hockey. But this week, the spotlight has shifted, and it seems we have a new sporting star taking center stage, or rather, reclaiming her spot on the pitch. It all went down on Monday, January 12th, 2026. Duchess Sophie paid a high-profile visit to the Bisham Abbey National Sports Centre in Marlow, Buckinghamshire. Now, usually these royal visits are quite formal. You expect handshakes, polite conversation, and perhaps a tour of the facilities. And while we did get that, Sophie decided to switch things up in a way that surprised everyone. As the patron of the national governing body for hockey, she wasn't content with just watching from the sidelines. Upon arriving, the 60-year-old Duchess, who looked incredibly chic in a sensible black jumper, matching slim-fit trousers, and a blazer, made a quick wardrobe change. She swapped her black-heeled boots for a pair of performance-ready Adidas Ultra Boost sneakers. That was the first sign she meant business. She walked straight onto the pitch to join Great Britain's women's hockey team for their training session. And this is where the cameras started flashing like crazy. Sophie didn't just pose. She grabbed a stick and got involved. Photos from the day show her taking shots against the goalkeeper, Miriam Pritchard, and laughing good-naturedly when she missed a few. She was chatting animatedly with forward Holly Hunt and later posed for group photos with both the men's and women's senior squads. Now, this is where the story gets a little spicy. Almost immediately after the photos were released, the press and social media began calling this a perfect copycat moment. The headlines were buzzing with comparisons to the Princess of Wales. We all remember how Kate looked in her element when she joined the Olympic team ahead of the London 2012 Games, and she has been pictured playing hockey on several occasions since then. Because Kate is so associated with this specific sport, many people felt that Sophie was channeling her inner Princess of Wales, recreating those iconic moves. However, for those of us who really know our royal history, calling Sophie a copycat is actually a bit unfair. In fact, if we dig into the archives, we find that Sophie might actually be the original hockey pro of the family. According to royal author Sean Smith, who wrote the biography Sophie, Saving the Royal Family, the Duchess was a serious athlete back in her school days. She attended Kent College for Girls, where she was described as a talented all-rounder. She was on the swimming team, the netball team, and the athletics team, but hockey was her main game. Sean Smith revealed in his book that Sophie had a reputation for being, and I quote, an animal with a hockey stick. Apparently, despite not being the tallest teenager on the pitch, she struck absolute fear into her opponents. She was fast, aggressive, and loved the game. So while the media loves to create a rivalry or suggest she is copying Kate, the truth is that Sophie was just returning to a sport she has loved for decades. She even told Hello magazine previously that she loves the social side of the game, saying it is a thoroughly enjoyable game to both play and watch. The reception at Bisham Abbey was incredibly warm. England hockey president Alex Danson-Bennett commented on the engagement, saying it was an absolute pleasure to host Sophie. He mentioned how fantastic it was for her to spend time with both the men's and women's squads and actually take part in the session. It's clear that her support as a patron goes beyond just having her name on a letterhead. She is willing to get her hands dirty, or in this case, get her sneakers on, to support the athletes. This energetic appearance comes right after Sophie kicked off her official engagements for 2026. Just a couple of days prior, on January 10th, she visited the Lighthouse in Woking, Surrey. That was a more community-focused visit, where she spent time with volunteers ahead of the charity's relocation. It shows a great balance in her work, moving from serious community support to high-energy sports engagements within the span of a single weekend. So, as we look at the footage of Sophie laughing and playing on the pitch this Monday, it's a great reminder that age is just a number. At 60, she is keeping pace with Olympic-level athletes and looking like she has the time of her life. Whether you want to call it a copy-Kate moment or just a return of the hockey animal from Kent College, one thing is for sure. The Duchess of Edinburgh is starting 2026 with a lot of energy. I'd love to know what you guys think about this. Do you think the media is unfair for comparing everything Sophie does to Kate Middleton? And who do you think would win in a one-on-one penalty shootout between Sophie or Kate? Let me know your thoughts in the comments below. As always, if you enjoyed this deep dive into the latest royal news, please hit that like button and subscribe to the channel Monarchy Today for more updates. Thanks for watching.